Sucking on my own dick. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my own dick. Sucking on my dick. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our own dicks. Everybody's sucking their own dicks. Sucking on our dicks. Yeah, you know I'm sucking on my dicks.
Coward Hour, baby. Oh,
Back. Oh my god, I feel like shit.
it's
Fine.
good.
I'll be great.
Well,
I've found that sometimes doing comedy when I'm sick, I have the greatest sets of my life.
yeah.
I don't know why that is,
Mhm.
but I've noticed like when I go up and I'm handicapped. Well, it's like an underdog story, I guess.
Yeah, it's because you don't want to have a high intellect when doing comedy,
It does. I do feel fucking dumber, right? now. I really do.
which in many ways is strength.
But you know what's interesting? Here's the thing, and maybe it's kind of like being drunk. Like when I feel like down and doubt, like I was just at Target with Dom.
Mhm.
Oh, buddy, I was on. I was making all these jokes. I was quick. I was quick. I was
You were
snapping.
killing.
I was. And when I'm healthy,
Standing O in the line.
I don't know why that is. Why I've noticed this when I get sick, I feel like the desire to be funny is much stronger.
Maybe you don't have the energy to be anxious, so there's nothing holding you back.
I'm not really anxious anymore. I
Oh,
used to have
okay.
major anxiety problems, and they've just like disappeared this year,
Hmm.
which has been very freeing.
What do you think has caused that?
I just like
normally that does not just just happen.
well because I mean I am like if we want to talk about attachment styles again.
Mhm.
I think that I kind of tend to lean like anxious avoidant. Like I'm bad with like dealing. I'm bad with direct communication.
Mhm.
And this year, because that was where all of my problems arose from, is just like communicating directly with people. And this year, I literally have just started like it's just communicating with people direct. Like not
It feels
not,
good.
It's great. It's incredible.
It's so much easier.
It has. It's definitely hurt some friendships, but then I realized well those are probably friendships that actually were just dysfunctional to begin with, so it's felt better that they're just like not a thing anymore.
Yeah. Tell the truth, or at least don't lie.
For the love of God, please.
I did that at work recently. So one of my coworkers was like, "Are you lying to me?" And I went, "I don't lie." And she's like, "What's that voice?" I'm like, "It's from a cartoon. I don't know."
That's the good doctor speaking
Yeah.
through you.
Damn, I am so. I keep accidentally slipping out weird like online nonsense at work. Today, everyone was talking about that like that Momo challenge thing.
Yeah.
And then they started talking about Slender Man, and I was just sitting there, just like trying not to chime in any way.
Well, that was like I brought up the Momo thing in the chat with Tim, and Tim's like, Momo isn't even real. It's like creepypasta. And I was like, yeah, I guess that's true. But then I remember that those girls killed someone over Slenderman. I'm like, yeah, Momo might end up being real. Yeah, like
It doesn't matter if it's real if
Well,
it
no,
makes you do it.
I just mean like saying it's creepypasta, don't take it seriously. Slenderman set the precedent of
It's true.
Yeah. But dude, you know what's funny? My aunts, my white trash aunts, I sent it in the group chat because I guess Momo, it's on like all the local news stations that people are showing this Momo
Yeah,
thing.
all the
Momo
moms,
challenge.
and like it had not gotten to my coworkers that it's not real.
Yeah, but it might become, who knows?
Yeah,
There's no way to know.
I mean, what exactly? It's that you get a text from this from Momo,
An evil
or no? It's
thing.
so it comes on in the middle of like YouTube children's programming.
Yeah,
Is that it?
it was on YouTube Kids.
Yeah.
And it tells the kid, and it's like the challenge is slit your wrists, and the kids are like, I don't want to do it. The creature's like, you have to do it. And then I guess these kids are doing it, but that's weak stock.
Yeah,
If that's happening.
it's weak stock, and also I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, I don't think it's happening.
Yeah, that would be funny though if like it's just online, like it's just searchable, and the cops are like, I don't know what to do about this.
Well, my aunts were they posted the news article, and she just like tagged a bunch of my family members like, read this, and then like they were all commenting. They were like, I showed the picture of Momo to my boys, and they started crying immediately. And then my aunt from the other side of the thing was like, I showed it to Jason, and he got scared and asked me to protect him. And it's literally like three of the.
I mean, it's a terrifying image.
I'm like, why are you showing this to your kid? This is just like again,
Yeah.
this is the white trash side of my family where they're
Mhm.
just like, these are women like in their 40s, and they're doing what like a 13-year-old babysitter would do to their goddamn children.
Yeah. Man, I want moms to just get into like classic creepypasta. Like I want my mom to be posting about like, don't watch Candle Cove. It's all static.
Yeah, I want my mom to start posting about the lost SpongeBob tapes where Squidward has no eyes. Do you remember that one?
No.
Oh yeah,
does
and then
that-
someone like uploaded YouTube videos obviously that they had made. Yeah, no, there's this whole like one of my favorite creepypastas is like the Lost SpongeBob episode, and Squidward has like no eyes and they're bleeding. It's just like a thing that pops up.
Oh, so this is like one of those Mandela effect things, like the fucking the pterodactyl Old West photo and shit.
No, it's what do you mean? No, someone just made it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is one of those things where like if you make something up, enough people will think that they remember it.
Oh yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because like there was this example where like there was some sort of online post about someone like asking, like claiming to have seen this image of like a pterodactyl having been shot down by like Civil War soldiers.
right.
And they're like, I saw this picture in an old book and it looked like it was this cover, and like enough people like chimed in like, oh yeah, I remember that, but it doesn't exist. It has never existed. It just like suggesting shit implants a fake memory. It's like how I think I remember this this photo being taken, but I was like 1, so there's no way.
You might. You'd be
might.
fucking surprised.
Maybe. Yeah, you're right. I mean, isn't that part of doing acid is like you can like go back and you can like re-experience all your maybe not acid.
No,
some hallucin. I'm thinking of like an Arrowhead ayahuasca post where like,
Ayahuasca might make you do that.
yeah.
But I also, before I ever did any of that, I have like very vivid memories from being like 2 and 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I was also like, I don't know if it's weird. I know that I was also like talking when I was 1, like full sentences. So,
Terrifying.
Before I was walking. So terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
What?
Yeah. I was like talking when I was 1.
That's no good. You can't be doing that. What were you saying? What did you have to say?
I was really sassy. I was really, really sassy. I mean, like, none of these stories are funny when my mom tells me them. I don't know if they're really funny for the podcast. I think they're just kind of lame. But I was talking to people, dude. I was getting in a lot of trouble because I would just like say things bluntly to people.
Yeah, I mean, this checks out. This makes sense.
Yeah, I've always been me.
Nick Oldershaw, he's always been him.
I've always been me.
Bad. He's a bad boy.
I wish I don't. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that.
Man, my brain has been getting worse for sure.
Okay, good.
I've been lucid dreaming recently.
Oh yeah, I did that a couple fucking last week. It was very weird and vivid.
Yeah. You were in mine briefly. That's
I
not the
hate that.
important part.
I
It was
hate
just
that.
I was following you into a bar and then you disappeared and then I sat down at the bar and I ordered a water and then I realized I'm dreaming. And then I said to the bartender, "Make that a beer." So then he gave me a
That's funny.
beer and I drank the beer and I was like, "This doesn't count." And then I woke up.
Yeah. All right, that was good. I was about
But
to,
in my brain I tasted the beer, you know?
That's a good thing that paid off because I was about to berate you.
Yeah, no. You think I'm just gonna share a dream?
Share a damn dream on
Share
the
a-
podcast?
Yeah, no. Dreams are fucking gay. Dreaming is the most homosexual thing you can do. What are you dreaming about another man?
It does sound having a dream sounds so poofy.
It does.
Oh, what you go to bed and then you have an imaginative
At
adventure.
night, my brain makes up more adventures with my friends.
I close my eyes all dainty like, and then there's birds and a rainbow. Yeah, it's fucking gay as shit to dream.
Yeah. Man, unless you're dreaming about just 100% pussy holes. Just a fucking Mandela of pussy holes.
I wish that-
Mandala. Yeah.
Yeah, like you want like pussy fractals.
Yeah.
Like you're just going like you're.
I want a damn gif of pussy.
Yes, absolutely.
I want to dive in, bitch.
I miss wet dreams. I wish wet dreams would happen again.
I never had one. I think
Never
I
had
started jerking off too early.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I've at various times attempted to nofap until I had one.
There's no way that works.
I mean, I think like if you don't jack off, you come in the night. I mean, you got to get it out.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Do you think the priests are fucking having wet dreams
Yes,
every full moon,
only on the full moon.
ruining their robes? I don't think that's true, dude. I don't think.
No, that's you know how the church has like Advent and like all the seasons and shit.
yeah, it's
Um,
it's based
that's-
around when the
it-
priests come.
When the priests come at every Yeah, every time it switches over from one to the other, that's the night that all the priests come simultaneously. In
Well,
the
maybe
night.
there's a sympathetic angle for why the priests have to fuck those boys because they're so backed up. There's literally, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
maybe there's a very like heart wrenching narrative you could follow about a priest who's just got cum leaking out of his eyes, and he doesn't want to do it, but he's got to get that cum out, dude.
He's got to get that come out.
And the altar boy is right there. now I empathize. All right, I'm sorry for all the bad stuff I
yeah,
said
I mean,
about the
this
priest.
is
That
why
makes a
you
lot of
need
sense.
to fuck, because otherwise, who knows what you'll do?
If you don't
gotta.
fuck, you will go crazy, which has been happening to you.
Mhm.
I hate to break it to you.
No, I'm aware of this.
Yeah. Okay. Good. As long as you're aware.
Yeah.
We've been.
Hey,
trying
does
to-
anyone who listens to the podcast want to fuck me?
All right,
this
here-
is a strange,
Here we go.
strange direction to go.
Wow. I love, dude. I never mind. I'm not gonna bring that up.
Bring one up.
But yeah, I can't wait until this podcast is big enough that we're able to abuse our power and get wives.
Yeah, Kilstein style, baby.
Yeah, totally.
Slide into some damn DMs.
Ugh. I will
Man.
never slide. I shouldn't. I've already slid into some DMs, but not in that way.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
slid into DMs in very appreciative, pure ways.
In a friendly way.
In a friendly way, you slide into the DMs.
Mhm.
But one day, I'm gonna muster up the courage to confidently slide into a DM and just be like, "Do you know who I am?"
They don't.
They have no idea who I am, and then I just like link them. I'm just like, "You should start with episode 19."
Yeah,
and get back to me when you finish listening. And
You
then,
have to get them into it.
yeah, exactly. Through the DMs.
They're like, all right, I listened to every episode of this podcast.
I
and
don't really get it.
I mean, it's fine, but it's like, all right, well, all right. So here's the YouTube stuff. Here. Why don't you read Old Tooth Gap?
yeah. Basically, I just start when she doesn't want to fuck me, and then I'm just like, "Well, do you know anybody who would like want to represent me? Do you have anybody who'd like to look at this?"
Yeah. I should start asking girls on Tinder to read my scripts. I can't.
Oh shit, I should. That'd be funny.
I can't have less success than trying to fuck.
I can't wait till after I get this money at the end of the month. It's gonna be big. I'm gonna come back in a big way.
I love how like the way that you make money, it always sounds like you need one last big score, and then it's all gonna be
I basically do. Honestly, I basically do one big score a year, and I'm good.
yeah.
Oh god, I'm gonna sneeze. Hang on, sorry. Oh god. I hate when the seasons change.
What happens if you go into the medical study and you're just like sick as a dog? Will they get mad?
I've been worried about that. I'm trying to bounce back. Oh god, here we go. I hate sneezing. I hate
You're
my nose.
sneezing right down the shirt. I respect that. Would you like a tissue?
I would love a tissue. I want to get my nose cut off. It does nothing for me.
That would be pretty sick.
It does nothing. I want to look like Red Skull.
Girls would like that, I think.
My dad said.
Man, that would be
my
so
dad said, "Have you seen the Captain America movie? His nemesis is Red Skull." I said, "The comedian, that old comedian." He said, "Red Skeleton." All right, guys, that was a joke for anybody who's 75 years old. All our senior listeners at Marina Del Rey.
Weirdly, like the it wasn't even the subject matter that was that dated. It was the structure.
I love structured jokes.
I love
wish,
structure, but like it's like yeah, I want to start doing stand up where I'm like, you hear the one about blah blah blah.
I love doing that shit. I love that.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the 80s. I have that fantasy. It's like that movie Yesterday.
Mhm.
I have you've seen the trailer for Yesterday, right?
I have not. No.
Okay. So basically, it's about this kid. He loves the Beatles. Very interesting. But he wakes up one day. The Beatles don't exist. Nobody remembers the Beatles. The Beatles never. But he remembers all their songs. So he just starts recording and releasing their songs and becomes like a mega success, like a giant pop star. It's coming out. It looks, and I have that same idea, except it's just me going back to my 19-year-old body with my jokes that I have now. It's like much smaller, but I imagine probably more satisfying.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, looking back on it, like I hate watching comedy. I hate open mics. But looking back on like year one of comedy, I think I was like the worst open micer to ever live.
Oh, I'm right there with you, dude.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
Like thinking of those jokes, they're just so bafflingly unsound.
Yeah, that's like, I was thinking about like I was thinking about a joke that I had about vaginas. I don't even remember what the fuck it was. Although there was There was one joke that still makes me laugh, where it was about porn title. I had all these jokes about porn titles. And I was like, I watched this porn the other day that was just called "Watch Some Old Man Fuck His Best Friend's Daughter." And I was like, that's incredible because there's a Shakespearean level of betrayal in this film.
He's just some old man.
He's just some old man. But it like that's vague. The
Yeah.
specific is it's his best friend's daughter.
For some reason, when I hear "watch some old man fuck," I picture like Sophocles or something. Just like an old blind fucking. Am I thinking of the right one?
No, you get it. You said the right kind of name. I get it.
Am I thinking of Socrates or Sophocles? I think I'm combining them.
I bet they were both old men
They were.
who fucked.
I
We
would
know
imagine.
Socrates fucked.
Yeah.
My man was Greek. Was he
Mhm.
Greek? He was Greek, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And they all fucked.
They fucked.
Young
They
boys.
got
Mhm.
down with it, dude.
Do you think in our memories we were so bad because we were honestly that bad, or because it's like personal to us, or because just like material that worked then wouldn't work now because it's 8 years later and just like the
I think-
times have changed? Because you watch like televised comedy that we loved at the time now, and we're like, this is horrible.
Yeah, you know what's you know what was actually crazy? I went back and I rewatched Bill Burr's special. I'm sorry you feel, and I love Bill Burr. He might be
Mhm.
my favorite comic. I went back and rewatched. I'm sorry you feel that way. Wasn't doing it for me. Like it,
Yeah,
like
comedy
it,
is
the
really, like,
delivery is
of-
antiquated.
Of the year that it comes out, and it like keeps evolving. It's almost like
But sometimes it ages like wine. Sometimes
Yeah.
you go back far enough and you're like, oh, this is great.
Yeah,
like, this is standing up.
sometimes it's like honestly, I love Chewed Up more now because it's like even crazier that he's like saying the N-word.
But the thing about Chewed Up is like I will say, but it's the thing I'm talking about with the Bill Burr thing. His
Mm.
delivery on Chewed Up is so stand up. Like he's not
yeah,
as
yeah.
present.
It's definitely
as
got
hilarious.
Stand-up's definitely gotten way more like conversational.
Yeah. Well, I think like hilarious is the one that holds up for me, where I'm like, okay, that's
Yeah.
Louis for sure.
I mean, Hilarious, I think, is like the best stand-up special of the last like decade at least.
it's good. It could have been cut. I feel this way about all of Louis' specials. You could cut 20 minutes out of each one of them, and they're even better. Because like hilarious is like 80 minutes long.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree though. And I mean, he did cut some stuff out of that because I remember he was like, "Whoa, this is back when Louis tweeted." He like tweeted out a couple clips of like stuff that he had cut out.
Oh wow.
That was still funny.
Damn.
That was still great.
Imagine
Mhm.
Imagine having material that was still funny that you got rid of.
That you cut out and just decided, that'll never be
Fuck.
released. Damn, he really was the best who ever was.
Yeah, well, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Bold podcast. Yeah, he's good. I mean, yeah, of course he's good. I'm not going to pretend like he's not great. My fucking, yeah.
Yeah.
He's great.
He's welcome on the
I
pod
sound just,
anytime.
I sounded like him for like 3 years. I'll never forget. I was like
Everyone did.
I was, yeah, but me like in a way that was actually embarrassed. Like I was dating a girl who had never seen Louis C.K. stand up ever, but she had like come out and like see me do some sets, and then I was like, oh, you should. I was like, you should watch Hilarious. It's so funny. And I put it on, and like within the first 5 minutes, she's like looking at the screen and looking at me and looking at the screen and looking at me. And then like 10 minutes into the special, she goes, "Oh, you do him when you're on stage." And I was like, "No, no." I totally
Damn.
did. I had a whole thing in my act where I was like, I don't care about your penises or your cunts. Like I don't know why. There was like a non sequitur like segue that I had.
You're like, I'm not like Louis, and then cut to you on stage. He was a retarded Jew faggot.
He was a faggot Jew. I don't know what do you want me to fucking say. And my daughters are there, and they're horny as shit. They've got their pussies out, and I'm just
doing
fucking
fake Louis is so fun.
shitting. I'm shitting. My asshole is like it's like there's a it's like an
Yeah.
entire a Jiffy Lube fell out of my asshole.
I'm shitting out my father's gold.
My father's gold. I'm shitting out. That's great. Doing Louis is so. I feel like every time there's been like a Louis, every time somebody does like a Louis impression, I'm just like, it's so easy. How are you fucking this up?
And then, I mean, and you see people who like disavow him doing him, like in that new, in the trailer for Amy Schumer's new.
Oh yeah, she's totally doing Louis.
The especially the line at the end, she's doing Louis' like exact cadence, and then she's like going in the news being like, he's terrible, you should go to jail.
Yeah, I know. Another comic did that. Who I was on a show with, who was a She was not great. I mean, I don't want this to turn into this. I don't want to just start like.
Yeah, we
shitting on
should
comics.
change course pretty
Yeah,
soon.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, like, no, I mean, I'm down to talk. I don't want to start like because people can believe whatever they want.
Yeah, and also like we shouldn't be like shitting on comics who could buy and sell us.
I'll never let Amy Schumer has tried to buy me. She met me once. She was doing Towson. She came to This is actually true. I was on a show with Mark Normand because she was like doing Towson University, and Mark Normand was doing the Color Me Funny show for like 7 people. It was a really cool show. This was to set up a fake. I'm like now telling you a real story. I was trying to set up a fake scenario where Amy Schumer tried to buy my little boy pussy. But that's not where this is going. So I'm just gonna abort this.
She didn't even buy your career. She just wanted.
She's like, who's that
Yeah.
lithe young little? He
I've
looks like a
decided I'm gonna start doing that. 'Cause I'm super charged up because I've been listening to the Joe Rogan, Alex Jones thing all day.
Who is Alex Jones? Is the smartest person on planet Earth.
Honestly, I'd never listened to him like really talk before.
He's
I had
great,
just seen
dude.
like out of context clips, and I'm like, this is a likable guy.
He's so like, listen. Now, sure, I'll concede. Maybe he's misguided. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll concede.
I think he's a liar.
You think so?
I don't like not even necessarily about it. Like he does so much hilarious name dropping, and he's like, or he's just like, this person had to turn down a show so the Democrats called them and told them that they had to go. He had to go on air and disavow me. Like it's just like everything's like weirdly focused on him.
Well, that makes sense. I don't know that he's a liar. Maybe he inflates things. I think that everything that Alex Jones says, he genuinely believes, which is why I'm endeared to him and why I think that, for all of his quirks, he just wants the best for all of us.
It's just so funny to hear him to hear like Joe Rogan trying to steer him into like a correct apology.
He needs Joe, dude.
He
needs Joe.
He and Joe should have like a regular show because Alex Jones he's like, I want to say, I think public shootings happen, and Joe Rogan's like, and you think Charlottesville or not Charlottesville,
Parkland,
and you think Sandy Hook happened,
Sandy Hook,
and then just like a very long pause that Alex Jones is like, yeah. He's just like,
well, I just love
his
Joe Rogan.
instincts are just so bad.
Rogan went into that skeptical, and then by the end, have you gotten to the end?
I'm like, it's like 5 hours long. I'm
It's
like
great.
3 hours into it.
Rogan concedes. He's like Alex has genuinely like freaked me out about some shit like through the course
Yeah.
of this conversation.
No, I mean, I think that they're making pig men now.
They're totally making pig.
Maybe
men.
I'm a pig man. That would make sense.
Wouldn't you like to find out? Like if you found that out, wouldn't you be like, oh, there's a name for it? Thank God.
Yeah, like some people are. That would explain. I have kind of pig-like proportions. You know,
it's like
I'm
when
boxy.
yeah, it's
I
like
have
when
kind of
people
a flat
find out
face.
that they have Asperger's and they're like, I was just relieved because there's a reason for why I am this way.
Yeah, I am the pig man. Hello,
dude, you are a fucking pig man. You look
Yeah.
great with a tail.
I would. I can text girls and say, "Hi, I'm a horny pig man. Hello."
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Because girls are like, you're 5'2", and you're like, whoa, I'm half pig, and they're like, oh, I love pigs. They're smart.
Yeah, pigs
Girls love pigs.
Pigs
dude.
are smart. They have good personality.
Have you ever played with little? I don't know, are they called teacup pigs?
Teacup pigs. I would love to.
Dude, you got to play. I'm actually thinking about. I've been watching videos of pigs that love each other. And I've been thinking about just like stopping with pork. It's really hard.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't do it. Pork is so good. I'm so bad. Like I can't limit my diet in any way for any period of time. Like I can do it for like week-long stretch, but then I'll just come home. I'll just like leave my house and only buy 2 big jugs of soda and then come home. And that was like my afternoon.
That was your trip to the grocery store.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I have this bad. Like I go to the grocery store and I just walk up into like, and for some reason when I'm in the grocery store I get really guilty about food where I'm like, oh, that's like bad for you. I shouldn't buy that. I need to be healthier.
Right.
So I'll just leave having not bought anything, and then I'll just have to like get fast food all the time.
Oh God, no! Save some fucking money. Go to
I
the
know.
grocery store.
I'm a fool, Nick.
It's incremental. Here's what you do. It's incremental. I'm getting back into my good diet because I was like off my good diet because like I got sick and then I got depressed. Now I'm back. Just like instead of white bread, get rye bread. Incremental changes because white bread. There's no reason to eat white bread ever. It'll fucking kill you.
Oh yeah, I don't eat white bread, Nick.
Okay, what do you eat?
Let's see for For breakfast, I'll either have like a sugar-free Monster or coffee, black coffee.
You're having Monster for breakfast. Even
Sometimes.
without the sugar, it's still got like the taurine in it and all that shit.
Yeah, that stuff's fine.
No.
It coats your insides real good, makes it slick.
I asked you what kind of bread you eat, and you're like, I have Monster or coffee.
Well, I was going through my whole day of food.
What, all right, oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll get that, and then for lunch, I'll eat some sort of TV dinner type thing at work, and then dinner,
There are no
it's
TVs.
just chaos.
Yeah. Just Brendan, just make it. You should
Yeah, I
be
should
making
just-
yourself sandwiches. For
I
lunch.
should just make sandwiches and bring them, but then you have to make sandwiches, and
You don't have to make cold cuts, Brendan. You can make yourself little Italian cold cuts on like a
no, I do that sometimes, but it takes,
sugar-free wheat sub roll.
man, it takes, but then it takes like a half hour to assemble everything. Then you got to eat the same thing all week.
Not necessarily. Just you don't have
And
to.
it doesn't even come out cheaper most of the time than the fucking like you get a $3 microwave thing.
Your body will feel
And then
better.
the other part of it is that that's not enough food. So then because you're at work and you have nowhere to buy more food, then you just have to eat less calories.
I guess
for
you do
lunch.
you eat a lot. Tom and I were commenting on your ability to put food away. It's surprising.
When were you commenting on this?
We were talking about you at the Korean barbecue place. We came up again last night because he was like, "I love eating with my buds," and then he's like, "Brendan can eat," and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
boy
That-
can fucking eat."
That's because we went to the pool hall and I got like a Cuban sandwich, and it was one of those deals where like I was gonna get fries with the sandwich, and then I was like, oh, but mozzarella sticks are only $1 more than fries. Obvious, I'd be losing money if I didn't get mozzarella sticks
Oh
to
my
go with
God.
my sandwich. And then they brought the sandwich also with chips. So then I was like, well, would they have brought me chips if I had gotten fries? Like, this is a strange system. So then I just ate all of it.
That's so much food. It was a Cuban sandwiches are big.
It wasn't like a huge Cuban
It wasn't
sandwich.
a huge one.
It was like a 6-inch sandwich.
You got a sandwich in two sides. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot, dude.
I mean, I don't for how badly I eat and how much I eat.
Oh, you should be.
I should be fatter.
You should be disgusting.
Yeah.
You're
Like maybe I do actually have a good metabolism. I'm just fighting it so savagely.
Yeah, I would imagine you have a very good metabolism. Again, just from like watching you to that Korean bar, like to the point where I was looking at you and I was like, it doesn't. It's like watching. It was like seeing a glitch in the Matrix. It physically didn't make sense.
It's genetics, dude. My
Yeah.
dad is about to beat lap band.
What is that? What is that?
He's not actually. He's made a lot of changes since, but like, lap band, like people get lap band and then they get like super skinny. Lap band is where they like put a rubber band around your stomach so there's less room in there so you can only eat like a cup of food at a time. And when
It's to be so fat that a doctor has to come in and take away your tummy privileges.
yeah,
He has to tie it off.
No. We got to lock that up.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so my dad got that, and then he lost like a ton of weight. And my dad, like he looks fine, but like when people get lap band, they get like really skinny. And now my dad, he looks like a normal guy. He looks good. I feel like I'm coming across shitty here. All I'm saying is that when my dad got lap band, he was immediately on a forum with other lap band guys talking about how to cheat it. Or I'm like,
a doctor operated on you. Don't fuck with that shit.
my dad is he's healthy and he's fine. But the one thing about lap band is that you're like never supposed to drink alcohol ever again for the rest of your life.
And he's drinking.
And he's like, that's not true. I actually found a forum of guys who told me. I'm
that
like,
doesn't mean
damn.
it doesn't mean it's not true.
The
It just means
crick
that people do
brain
it.
is so on a track. There's
Yeah.
no deterring us from ruin.
It'd be so funny if like we get so far in the future that a doctor's like, Brendan, look, I have to take your body away. It's for your own good. And he's just like, your head. You're just a head in a jar, and then you get a form with other heads in jars, and you're like, how can I get around this?
Yeah.
Are there ways to cheat?
Hey, is there a way I can beat off? Can you put like a dick in a jar beneath my head jar?
Yeah.
And then I'll just kind of shake around. I'll assume it's doing its thing down there.
It's just so wild to me that like you get so fat that a doctor intervenes and takes part of your body away just because you're fat.
Yeah. And like the crazy thing about surgery is like you have to like lose 100 pounds before they'll even do it. Because like
Oh, this is like that my 600-pound life shit.
though my dad was not that fat.
No, I know, but it's the same. It's the same. Like they have
It's
to
the same-
lose a certain.
Yeah,
amount
where
of weight.
they're like we want to see lifestyle changes before we're going to do this because this on its own is not going to fix you.
Has this replaced like gastric bypass or whatever?
Yeah, I think I think it's like similar, or one's like, I think they've changed how they've done it over time.
Right.
But yeah, this was like I think like the way they used to do it is they fucking like C-sectioned you,
Yeah.
and this
Sick.
like my dad has like 3 little like dot scars where they like made incisions and then shot like lasers in his guts.
What?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll get that someday. Probably.
What if you just changed your behavior?
Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I think I'm just gonna gain and lose the same 10 pounds over and over again forever.
Oh yeah. Well,
I think that's what most people do. It's just like I'll have some reason that I want to look good, and I'll eat good for 2 months and work out, and then then eventually I'll get sad and I'll want treats. You never get sad and you want treats?
no, I do that. I'm the heaviest I've been in a while. I'm 151 right now.
What are you normally?
I try to hover in the 140s.
Okay. Yeah, I'm like 140 now.
You're 140?
Yeah.
Damn, you carry it. Well, you're short. I forget that you're short.
Yeah.
Damn.
I am very short.
I'm really damn. So for you to not have any kind of overhang at all, stomach wise, you
It
probably
should-
have to be like 120
Mm,
or 130 something.
more like 130. Like I was like 125 when I was like in high school, and
I've seen those pictures.
yeah, I had abs, but I didn't. I had like faint abs because I didn't have any muscle mass.
Right.
So looking back on it, it's like, oh, I should have been lifting weights then. Because like I remember, it is so stupid when I look back on like, I'm like, oh damn, I was hot, but I was dressing like an actual retard, and just like so bad. Like the way that I dress is just like incredibly baggy jeans because my mom would buy them like way too big.
Oh,
like,
she couldn't. Yeah, that's right. She couldn't accept that
Yeah.
you were little.
way too big, like waist and length, and then she would hem them. So that it just looked
Why?
like a big square. And then I would wear like a too big like striped polo shirt, which is like one of the most autistic kind. The most autistic shirt is the long sleeved polo with the stripes.
Oh, I recall.
The rugby shirt.
I remember that shit, dude.
It's like a Christian shirt.
Yeah, it literally is a Christian shirt.
That's all he wore. Now I'd imagine he wears something different due to his brave journey.
Yeah, I had some autistic ass clothes. Moms buy you like.
Moms want you to look weird.
Do you think moms are doing it because they're trying to like protect you from all the wonton pussy that's like?
Yeah, I can't let my boy get his hog all sauced.
Yeah, dude. I think that it is. I think that on a subconscious level, they're like, I need to protect my boy from the dangerous sluts of the world. I have to make sure that he looks bad.
Probably. But man, I was thinking about this the other day. There was this girl in my black and white photography class senior year
Yeah.
who was so hot. I was so attracted to her. We were like decent enough friends. We had a rapport. And I remember one time someone posted a photo of me shirtless on Facebook, and she commented under it in like disbelief, claiming that it was photoshopped.
Yeah.
And I just like matter of factly was like, no, that's actually not photoshopped. And she's like, I don't believe you.
I have
And
this.
then now looking back, I'm like, oh, I could have fucked her.
Yeah,
you
dude.
idiot.
I have this same story with so many girls. Like in high, like there was a girl I would do. We were reading A Raisin in the Sun
Mm-hmm.
in like 10th grade English, and I did voices for all the characters. And every time it was my turn to read, this girl Sarah Dykeman would look back at me and like flash her eyes at me, and she was so excited. And she would like message me out after school, like on Facebook. She was like, "You were so funny in class today." I was like, "Yeah, thanks. I like doing the voices." Like I was just fucking oblivious. And she did this every.
Man, imagine if that worked now. It's like if like some girl listens to this podcast, she's like, "Yeah, I really love the way that Nick does black voices."
Ah, God, I was doing fucking voices. I was doing those kind of voices too.
Yeah.
because it's all black people in that play, and
Yeah.
no black people in our school.
Mhm.
And
Same
she
as
did
like,
that for like 6 weeks, right? And then and then I didn't act on it because I was still stupid at that point.
yeah, and then like a semester goes by and you realize, and by then it's like they've never met you.
Well, no, it's not like they never met you. They showed interest repeatedly, and you were like, I don't know.
Yeah.
like you were fucking weird to them.
Damn.
And then it was like I had the same thing where like I I posted like a shirtless pic of myself, or there was a shirtless pic posted of me on. I think I was actually like hammered drunk in it. I was in my friend Neil's room, and I was just like hammered drunk, wearing like some girl's pants that had been left in there, and just and looking great. Probably some of the greatest pictures ever taken.
Mm-hmm.
And this hot girl under was just like, whoa, hottie with a body. And then she was like, who? And then the next comment was like, who is that? Because my face was cropped. And I was like, it's me.
What is this impression of yourself?
This
you
is
do?
fucking dopey ass, like, 14-year-old Nick.
Oh,
Oh, I'm just like hapless, like not
you
knowing
sound
what
like
to do.
Mr. Bill.
Yeah.
Oh no! Don't give me pussy.
That literally, my dick may as well have been Mr. Bill, just like haplessly getting destroyed, just like getting ripped apart.
Damn.
Is that a weird? I can never gauge what kind of voice. I especially can't do voices with my fucking sinuses like this.
No, the voice was good.
We love the voice.
People love the
People have been responding to my voices.
Yeah,
and
people
demanding,
have been DMing only me, demanding you do more voices.
They've been demanding an
And I've been
entire
saying,
series.
I've been saying, why don't you message the Coward Hour Twitter or Nick's Twitter so that he can know? And they say, no, you need to spring it on him when he feels most vulnerable. Wait until he's sick and weak
I hate that.
and demand you do voices.
I fucking hate that. Well, anyway, but yeah, that's how I would characterize myself, as like a hapless dope.
That's a nice thing to be, you know?
Yeah, it was
Hapless
not,
is a simple way of
actually
going
that's
about
not true
life.
because it wasn't nice. I
No?
wasn't having a good time.
Damn,
It wasn't until my mind became refined and honed like a diamond.
man. It's so I feel like I went through like a bell curve of cuz like as a teenager I was so afraid of flirting. I had no idea how to do it. And then eventually I broke out of that.
Right.
And then I feel like I've like gone back in where now I'm like, "Oh, I don't know anymore." I thought I definitely I've had sex before.
Oh yeah, for
I
sure.
know I have. I remember. And the memories aren't fake, and no one can convince me they are.
Sorry.
No matter what the cops do, no matter how many times they pick me up in a van and throw me in a padded room and tell me,
Waterboard you. And
you've
tell
never
you
had
you've never
sex.
fucked.
You've never fucked. Look at your dick. It's bone dry. Dust flies off it. They're spitting on it. Everyone's flicking it.
I'm sorry I'm seizing through this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
They bring in like a scared straight school group in to see my dick, and they say this man has never fucked, and this is what's going to happen to you if you do
called
thought crime.
It's called Scared Soft.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you know what it is? I think that there's a reckless confidence to when you learn how to when you're like 18
Mm-hmm.
through 22. There's a reckless confidence in the way that people flirt and have sex with each other at that age. And now that things have obviously changed a little bit, and we're all a little bit more aware of ways that you can trying to say the right thing, ways that you can violate somebody or upset somebody. Yeah, I try to be more trepidate. There are things that I used to do that I definitely wouldn't do now.
Yeah, you err so on the side of like caution and courtesy
Definitely.
that
Definitely,
women are
yeah.
just like, I think this guy hates me. I don't know what this is. Women are like on a date with you, like, I think this guy's some sort of eunuch.
Yeah, well, it's like I was talking about on a couple episodes. I already give off like a really asexual vibe. So like if I really feel like I can't get a read, then it's just like there's nothing is gonna happen.
Yeah, I feel like I'm that way, but then occasionally I'll just throw a Hail Mary. You've seen me
I think I've seen
just
you do it.
fucking just like a long wind up basketball toss from half court, just fucking
There you go. Dude.
fucking brick into the into the bleachers.
Yeah, I don't know if I have an analogy. I don't know if I have a good analogy for how I seal the deal.
Yeah, I just go for like a long half court shot. It just shatters a window. It just like breaks a car outside.
Yeah, it sails through the gymnasium window, hits the principal's car, bounces down the street, derails an 18-wheeler, like slides into a fucking house full of children that are playing, and you're like, oh god, sorry.
Yeah.
I was just horny.
It hits like a lab where they're testing Ebola.
They just spill it everywhere. You're like, yikes.
Yikes, I have bungled.
I hate when I do a damn faux pas.
Gosh, what a what a gaffe.
I hate fucking gaffes, dude.
Man.
God, my life is mostly gaffes. Although now I just gaff. When I
Yeah.
make a gaff, I'm just like, all right, who cares?
I can't wait until this podcast is big enough that we can get like a super cut of our greatest blunders and gaffes.
We're gonna delete the first 50 episodes the minute we get any heat. It's just like, all right, erase starting now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
erasing all that.
ERA starting now, and it's got it. We got to do it like when Woody Allen don't like we what we got to do is the first 50 episodes we donate them to a library
Right. Yes.
where
exactly.
you can go and sit there and listen to them on like cassette tapes. And there's like a librarian sitting in the corner watching you do it,
Mhm.
and then like you run out of time. They're like, "All right, you can come back tomorrow."
Do you know what might be fun?
What?
That I know you were joking. This is probably stupid,
I'm so
but
excited.
it's super cheap to produce cassettes, and they're like an hour to a side. If we ever like did live shows and then merch one day, we sold like two. If we sold little best of cassettes with like two of our handpick episodes on them, people might pay fucking.
Or like clips. That would be fun.
people might pay
that
like
would
fucking
honestly
$3 for that.
that would be cool, and it would make us seem like very
Oh,
DIY.
like
and-
we're fucking with it, dude. I mean,
Yeah,
cassettes
yeah.
are cheap as fuck to get made.
yeah, go up to like girls with green hair and be like, "Yeah, you know, you can actually have our cassette and our pins."
Yeah, our podcast is on cassette. What do you think of that? You love that? Yeah, Coward Hour pins could be a
Mhm.
game changer.
Could be.
Oh my god.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can make.
I love these pie in the sky dreams that we have.
Just speculating on
we're
merch
Coward
on
Hour-
the podcast.
Coward Hour is touring like fucking Minor Threat or something.
Dude, we should do a.
Our Patreon is $5 flat, and if you're ever dissatisfied, we mail it back to you in a paper envelope.
Dude, we should do a house show live podcast tour where it's just us in some dude's living room with like 8 of his friends.
Isn't that what Lemaire? Oh, it's not a podcast. They're just doing comedy.
No, they're just doing a. No, people do that for stand up. That's an established thing. But I'm talking just you and me sitting there with 2 mics at a card table, just looking like 8 dudes in the eyes.
Yeah, that
But
would,
they are not allowed to talk.
they
do
better not talk.
They do not get mics.
They can hold up cards with faces on them if they want to convey any kind of expression.
Mhm.
They can let us know how they're feeling, but they cannot speak up.
Yeah, I wanna do this in like the kind of punk houses where like one wall is just like broken glass and shit.
Yeah,
like-
yeah, yeah. I miss punk houses.
Yeah. This is our wall that's all nails. There used to be wall here.
I miss punk out. I miss all the weird punk rock people that I used to run with. There was a guy, I
Yeah.
remember my friend, I don't know if this is funny, but I just remember I died laughing. My friend Neil, he has a bunch of people like in his family who are like involved in music. His uncle was in this band on Roadrunner Records called Willard.
Mhm.
They had a couple heavy metal records in the 90s. And he was just painting Neil's room one day. And I was like, Neil, who's in your room? He's like, oh, that's my punk uncle. He was in Willard. I was like, what's his name? He's like, his name is Otis P. Otis. I don't know why. That's so funny. But
It
that
is a
his
funny name.
Legal name is Otis P. Otis.
That sucks.
Otis P. Period Otis.
Pee like urine.
No.
Humiliating.
Yeah, oh yeah. P like the letter, but Otis P. Otis.
Damn. Yeah, that stuff's fun, but like, then you're an adult man.
And you're painting your nephew's room.
You're painting your nephew's room, but like the old dude at the house show is so sad.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
the
that shit's
50-year-old fucking dude.
it really sucks. I remember there were all these people who like I looked up to when I was in a hardcore band back in like 2011 or whatever. It's almost been 10 years, which is so crazy.
Yeah.
And there were all these older dudes in the scene, like people like in Trapped Under Ice and Pulling Teeth, like all these old. And now I'm still friends with all of them, and now they're just like dads on Facebook. Literally posting like the most. Literally, one of them shared like the Momo shit. This guy who was the vocalist in like one of the hardest, heaviest bands in Baltimore with like gruesome lyrics, all this stuff. He shared the Momo thing, just like you need to protect your
Yeah.
children.
Watch out, Droopy Coraline is gonna attack you.
That guy, it's sad to watch people age and become soft,
It
but I
is.
feel it happening to me also.
But not even like become soft. Like what I'm talking about is the dude who like never has a family, who just keeps going to shows. Like there was this dude.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forget if I talked about this guy on the podcast, but it's like quick. This dude, his name was Chris in Lancaster, and this guy was so hilarious. 'Cause, like one time we were in a car, and he was walking, and we just went like, "Hey man!" And he ran through traffic to show us like a new tattoo he had gotten. Like 50-year-old.
Oh
man.
my
He was so
God.
excited. And he would always like be talking to like a 17-year-old girl at the show in like classic
oh
old
yeah,
dude
yeah,
at the
of
show
course.
fashion. And I remember one time just listening to him just talking to this girl, and the snippet I heard was yeah, you know, I do a lot of art, and I actually have a pretty big sword collection. If you ever want to.
Oh my god! Holy shit! Completely unaware.
Completely unaware. And that's not even the worst part because it built up to I would love for you to come over so that I can paint you holding one of my swords.
Oh my fucking god!
The coolest pickup line. Hey, do you want
that's
to come
fucking-
over and swing around my incel swords while I stare at you and
Here-
move brushes?
Here's the flip side, though. I would kill for a woman to propose that my way.
Mm-hmm.
You flip it, I'm there, dude.
Yeah, no. Any women and swords, so hot.
If a woman is into swords and wants to paint me holding one of her swords that she lovingly cares for,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, all right, let's see where this goes.
Yeah,
I'll give it a spin.
I mean, I would agree to so many bad ideas in order to fuck at this point, and have in the past.
Yeah, it's not new behavior. There was
Yeah.
a dude. There was an old guy who I didn't know him. I was just at what the fuck was the band? Was it Strong and There was some hardcore fest at Auto Bar. And he's a straight edge guy. Obviously, he was a couple people in front of me. This is when I saw to get X'd up, because I was under 21.
Yeah.
And this guy was probably in his mid 40s, but a straight edge has all the fucking he's got the vest on, he's got the straight edge patches, and the guy looks at his ID and then he holds it in his, he goes, "Give me the fucking X's." He requested the X's in his mid 40s.
Damn, that sucks.
Don't ever be that committed to being sober, dude. don't ever be only be sober because you fucked your life up.
Mhm.
Basically.
No,
Don't-
I agree. I don't trust people who never drank.
Yeah.
It's very suspicious. What are you afraid of losing control and doing?
I just love that every person who's just I just don't ever want my brain my brain is at its fullest capacity right now, and if I dilute it with any illicit substance, I'll never be back at that 100% that I am at right now, which is and I'm like, dude, your brain sucks. I'm talking to you. If this is
I
your
mean-
100%, you have nothing to lose.
I can vaguely see that, but also my brain was bad before also.
Yeah, that's
And
what
it's been
that's what I'm
bad the
saying.
whole time.
Most of the people who profess straight edge like that, I'm like, you think you have a perfect brain? No way. No
Damn,
way.
what was I about to I had something else I was going to say.
Oh yeah, we were talking about the guy, the swords,
The swords guy. Oh, I was going to say what's the biggest red flag scenario you've ignored to try to fuck?
I don't know. I mean, my biggest turn on is red flags.
Mhm.
So
Oh, they're so hot.
they're so hot. What is the biggest dude? That's fucking hard. There's so many.
Yeah.
Biggest red flag. I mean, well, so I didn't ignore it.
Mhm.
This actually freaked me out so much that I straight up stopped fucking this girl. Have I told this story?
No,
Where,
I don't think so.
This girl, who I found out she was just fucking all my friends. I thought that she was really into me, but she was just into all the guys in my friend group.
Mhm.
She came to see me do stand up comedy at where the fuck was Baltimore, the Baltimore Soundstage, on a weeknight.
Mhm.
So it stunk. And I'm doing 5 minutes on this fucking show. I was excited to do it because I'm oh, it's a real venue. There's probably 40 feet between me and the audience, and I go up and I'm trying to do my Stephen. This is in 2011, I want to say 2011, 2012. I'm trying to do my weird low energy version of the Stephen King bit, and I'm just bombing. I bombed for 7 minutes trying to do weird intellectual comedy, or what I thought it was, to dead silence. And I get off stage, and this girl came with me, and she's like, "You were incredible. It was like watching a young Louis C.K." That's literally what she said. And I was like, "Nah." I was like, "That was really rough." And she's like, "No, you're amazing. Fuck them. You're a genius. I can tell you are." And I was like, "Thanks. You're making me feel a little better." We went back out. We were just gonna walk, go get sandwiches, Atlanta Bread Company or something. And she goes, "We should go to Chicago tonight. We could drive there. We should go to Chicago tonight. My family's bumming me out. We should go to Chicago, get a hotel room, and just start a life." She's really trying to, and I'm like, I can't. I've got to work tomorrow. She's like, no, fuck that. She's like, we need to seize this opportunity right now and go to Chicago. Let's get in your car and go.
We must wed.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck no, dude. It really fucking freaked me out. And then we bonded. The first time we hung out, I was talking about I like Bruce Springsteen. My favorite Bruce Springsteen album is Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
And so like I took her home that night. I dropped her off and was like, I'm not talking to her. And she texted me the next couple days, and I was ignoring her. And then she just like sent me Nebraska 3 different times on Spotify. She just like kept linking me the album Nebraska by Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's really, really good in bed, but that was no good.
That sounds no good. Damn.
It was such a bad bomb. The bomb somehow I think startled me more. Like I think
yeah,
the bomb
that shook
really,
you, so then you were actually aware enough to turn down pussy.
Yeah, the bomb mentally prepared me for the insane proposal that was coming my way.
Damn. For me, did I tell the mannequin story on here?
It's not. You might have, but it's not ringing a bell for me.
Okay, so in Lancaster, I'm on this OkCupid date, and we're walking back to the girl's house, and she says to me, "Hey, real quick, before we get back there, there's this dude in my apartment, but it's cool." And I'm like,
What?
"Yeah," I'm like, the dude in your like your roommate?" And she's like, "No," and just kept like so confident. I'm like, I guess I can't ask any more questions about this. So we get to.
Of course you can.
Of course I can. So
Now you know that.
now I know. So we get to her house, and this was like one of those dates where like I was convinced I was bombing the whole time, and then the girl's like, "Do you want to go back to my place?"
That's all, dude. And here's the thing: you under normal circumstances, you would be
Yeah.
right. That's the biggest sign of a red flag is like when you're just you the date sucks, and she's still like, all right, well, we have to fuck because that's how dates end.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
And then afterwards, I'm always like, "I think this is my special lady." I'm just
there's nothing sadder than realizing that like
this girl just like was going to fuck whoever
showed up. Yeah,
whoever walked through that door.
you think that there's like a special. It's a painful thing to be like, oh yeah, we're both like kind of like weird and like we have like energies that match together. It's like no, it literally doesn't matter.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
'Cause I think the problem is that like it's like their weirdness that they're not hiding syncs up with the weirdness that you know is inside yourself. But everyone else is also weird. They're just hiding it.
Right,
So then
you're
you're like,
well-adjusted.
wow, we're soulmates. She's just like me. It's like, no, other people are just like you. They're just not like that on the first
wow,
date.
that's a great way of articulating it.
I think I just figured it out now.
That's exactly what is happening. Where it's such a delusional thing to be like nobody's as weird as I am. It's like yeah, we all have that shit. It's just like part of being an adult is modulating and hiding it.
It's true. So we get back to her door, and she opens the door, and I see in a chair, like right next to the door, these cold human hands.
Oh my god.
And she opens the door further, and I see the most realistic mannequin I've ever seen in my entire life sitting in the chair. Like, no legs, though.
Oh my god.
Just a legless mannequin
Holy
that
fuck,
looks
dude.
so much like a real man. And I immediately think, I'm like, is this the dude she meant is in her apartment? Like, does she think this is a real person? And then I turn, and there's just this dude standing in the middle. It's like a studio apartment.
Oh my! It's like a jump scare.
Yeah. So I turn,
Oh
and
my
there's this dude
God.
just standing in the middle of the room. The TV isn't on. He doesn't have his phone out. He's just standing there.
Was he? He just remained there. What? Like
He was just there. And
Brendan, every story is crazier than the last.
I thought I told you about this.
No, I wouldn't believe this. This is like something out of a fucking David Lynch movie. This is crazy.
It's not even over.
Oh my god. Yeah, and then I turned and I met the man in the room.
And the dude is just looking down at like a weird angle. And
Very David Lynch.
Yeah, and I look and I look at him, I'm like, "Hey man." And he's like, "Oh, hey." And then he just goes back to looking. So I'm like, "All right, that's weird." So she brings me and
Are you sure you're not on like a video somewhere?
I don't know. That's one I've
She
thought of-
definitely like screened this at like a fucking art installation. So she like
That's one of the explanations, because I've puzzled this over so many times and talked to so many people about it, that people are like, do you think this was like a cuck thing of like the dude or something? So we sit on the couch, and that dude like walks through a door into another room.
yeah.
And I lose track of him at this point, because like now we're talking. Eventually I start to get weird vibes.
Yeah.
So I'm like...
Eventually.
I should have much quicker. Eventually I get weird enough vibes to make me not want to fuck.
Right.
So I'd say
Good for you.
So I'm like, hey, it's getting really late and I need to work in the morning, so I should probably go. And then she just like visibly panics and starts making out with me.
Oh my God.
And so we're making out on the couch, and then she goes, "Here, let's go to my bed." And we walk through the same door he went through, but I
No.
go in there and the room's empty now. So I don't know where he is.
This is fucking terrifying. This is the scary. I'm like getting chills listening to this story. It's terrifying.
So we we have sex, and then then that ends, and I leave and I walk out, and then I realize like there was nowhere for that guy to go.
He was in the closet for sure.
He was in the closet. He was under the bed. I don't know.
If he was under the bed, that's worse. That's so creepy.
Yeah. But then this was back when like everyone.
This might be one of the craziest stories you've ever told me.
There's a detail I can't decide if I should share it. So here we're gonna possibly do a cut there.
Okay.
Depending on how you respond to this.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So I have my dick out.
Uh-huh.
I'm about to put it in her, and
For
she
sure.
stops me and she says, "Hey, before we do this, you need to know I have autism." Like my dick is like touching her pussy, and I'm like at that point, how am I supposed to respond to that? I'm just like,
Yeah,
That's
I also
fine.
at that point I kind of would be like, well, in for a penny, in for a pound.
yeah.
That's just the cherry on top of this whole fucking situation. No, you don't need to cut that out. That's fine.
Okay, yeah, because I mean, like I've told that to people before, and they acted like I was fucking a girl with Down syndrome. It's like, no, they have the same intelligence and capacity. They're adults.
Don't talk down to autistic people like that.
Yeah. Autistic people can fuck.
It's a fucking spectrum. Autistic people, some of them love to fuck.
Yeah.
Maybe a little too much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, you have to. You want to cry later?
Mm-hmm.
There's a Netflix documentary called Autism and Love. Oh my God, I cry every time. You have to see it. These
Oh, that
autistic
sounds
people,
nice.
they want to have love, so they can't have love. Well, no, one of the couples finds love, but there's one boy, he can't find love. It's very tough. It's you're gonna empathize with this autistic boy who can't find love.
Damn. I don't remember what it's called, but one of my friends they showed me this documentary. It was when I was dating this girl who identified as gray sexual, which
Oh, yeah,
isn't-
you told me
it's
about her.
not, it's not real or whatever. But so I was like, yeah, my girlfriend is gray sexual. And they're like, what does that mean? I'm like, well, it means that she's in between being a sexual person and an asexual person. They're like, all right, that sounds fake, but all right.
Yeah.
And they tried to show me this documentary about asexual people, where it was so funny because they just like it was all these British people. It was just this British dude like rollerblading to work. And it's like, one of the things about me is I don't like to get my pecker sucked.
That's
And, like, it's just like the entire documentary of these like weirdos. And then like at the very last 10 minutes of the movie, everybody they interviewed is like, yes, and I also have autism, but it's unrelated to the being asexual. It's my identity.
Fuck yeah, dude. It's directly related.
It's so cool.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
How are we doing on time? My head feels like
57 minutes.
Ugh.
Yeah.
My head feels like a rotting pumpkin.
All right, you want to call it?
Let's fucking call it.
Make a baby, lead her on in peace. Only time I give a fuck is for my own release. That's why I own these streets. Straight up portfolio showing growth. Fuck a pay cut. Yeah, you know I stay slut. Catch me in the spot, looping up for the self suck. Oh fuck, I busted already. I'm coming bucket so heavy. My dream of cream coming steady. Now my mouth open, I'm ready. I'm talking solo heavy petting on a Friday night. That talking bashing the bishop more like Nantucket's delight. I'm taking all the time I need to do it just right.